Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome to my channel, Cracking IELTS 9.0. Today I'll be discussing Cambridge 17 Test 1 Reading Passage 2 of the Academic Reading module. As you can see, the heading says Stadiums, Past, Present and Future. Here we have a few set of questions. The first set of questions is match the information, right? The next set of questions that we have is fill-ups. And the third set of questions that we have is multiple answer questions, right? From 23 to 26 we have these multiple answer questions. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the passage. First set of questions that we have is nothing but the match the information, right? We have only 4 questions. So the approach for this question would be, we'll read the paragraph first and then we'll try to match with the option. Okay, we'll do in this way because we can understand the paragraph first. And suppose if I read the 14th question and I have to search for this 14th answer in all the paragraphs, right? So again for 15, 16, 17 I may have to search in all the paragraphs, which will waste a lot of time. So our approach is quite different here. Okay, I'll read the paragraphs one by one and I'll try to match the paragraph with these questions. Okay, so the first paragraph, let's read. Stadiums are among the oldest forms of urban architecture. Vast stadiums where the public could watch sporting events were at the center of Western city life as far back as the ancient Greek and Roman empires. Well before the construction of the great medieval cathedrals, the grand 19th and 20th century railway stations which dominated urban skylines in the later eras. Okay. So today, however, stadiums are regarded with growing skepticism. Okay. Construction costs can soar above £1 billion. And stadiums finished for major events such as the Olympic Games or the FIFA World Cup have notably fallen into disuse and despair. Okay, but this need not be the case. History shows the stadiums can drive urban development and adapt to the culture of every age. Even today, architects and planners are finding new ways to adapt the monofunctional sports arenas which became emblematic of modernization during the 20th century. Okay, great. So the 14th question, a mention of negative attitudes towards stadium building projects. Oh, negative attitudes. I think I have read something about this, right? Okay, we'll keep this option on hold and then we'll come back. Let's read 15th one. Figures demonstrating the environment benefits of a certain stadium. So did we see any figures? Means numbers. Did we read about any numbers demonstrating the environmental benefits? No, I don't think so. Next, examples of the wide range of facilities available at some new stadiums. So did we read any examples of the wide range of facilities that are available? No, we didn't. A reference to the disadvantages of stadiums during a certain era. Reference to disadvantages of the stadium during a certain era. No, I don't think we read. But 14th one is very close, right? Mention of negative attitudes means skepticism, right? Negative attitudes means skepticism towards stadium building project. Yes, I'll show you. See, in the second para of A, today, however, stadiums are regarded with growing skepticism means this is the negative attitude, doubtfulness, right? Construction costs can soar above euros 1 billion. So this is the first negative attitude. And stadiums finished for major events such as the Olympic Games and FIFA World Cup have notably fallen into disuse and despair. Okay, disuse and despair. This is the second negative attitude. Okay, so above $1 billion and this disuse and despair, all these things comes under negative attitudes. So yes, so 14th one A should be the answer. Okay, so paragraph A is clearly, this information is given in paragraph A. So 14th one should be A, guys, right? The amphitheater of Arles in southwest France with a capacity of 25,000 spectators is perhaps the best example of just how versatile stadiums can be. Built by the Romans in 90 AD, it became a fortress with 4 towers after the 5th century and was then transformed into a village containing more than 200 houses. With the growing interest in conservation during the 19th century, it was converted back to an arena for the staging of bullfights, thereby returning the structure to the original use as a venue for public spectacles. Okay. Another example is the imposing area of Verona in northern Italy, with space for 30,000 spectators, which was built 60 years before the IELTS Amphitheatre and 40 years before the Rome's famous Colosseum. Okay, it has endured the centuries and is currently considered one of the world's prime sites for opera thanks to its outstanding acoustics. Okay, great. So let's read the options. Figures demonstrating environmental benefits. No, we didn't study any figures here. Examples of wide range of facilities. No, we didn't read about any wide range facilities here. A reference to the disadvantages of stadium built in a certain era. No, there is no references to the disadvantages of certain stadiums, right? Okay, so B is not matching clearly. Let's move to the next. Now we'll read this paragraph C. The area in the center of Italian town of Lucca, known as the Piazza del Anfiteatro, is yet another impressive example of an amphitheater becoming absorbed into the fabric of the city. The site evolved in a similar way to Arles and was progressively filled with buildings from the Middle Ages until the 19th century, variously used as houses, a salt depot, and a prison. But rather than reverting to an arena, it became a market square designed by Romanticist architect Lorenzo Nottolini. Today, the ruins of the amphitheater remain embedded in the various shops and residences surrounding the public square. Okay, so is C matching with anything? Did we read about any figures? Not at all. Any examples of wide range of facilities? Not at all. Reference to the disadvantages of the stadiums? No, I don't think I read anything about that, right? So again, C is also not matching. Let's read the paragraph D now. There are many similarities between modern stadiums and the ancient amphitheaters intended for games, but some of the flexibility was lost at the beginning of 20th century as stadiums were developed using new products such as steel and reinforced concrete and made use of bright lights for nighttime matches. Okay. Many stadiums are situated in suburban areas designed for sporting use only and surrounded by parking lots. These factors mean that they may not be accessible to the general public, require more energy to run, and contribute to urban heat. Oh, okay. Now we'll match the options. Okay, so 15th one, did we read any figures, any numbers here? No. Next, examples of the wide range of facilities? No, not at all. Now, a reference to the disadvantage of stadium during a certain era. Okay. So, disadvantages, yes, I have read. Reference to some disadvantage, I have read. I'll show you. So, now look at this, guys. So, flexibility was lost at the beginning of the 20th century. So 20th century is the era he's talking about. Okay, what are the disadvantages he mentioned here? These things, right? These factors mean that they may not be accessible to the general public. So this is the first disadvantage, not accessible to general public. Second, require more energy to run. Third, contribute to the urban heat. So these are the three disadvantages he mentioned here. And in the era means 20th century. So yes, 17th one is clearly matching with paragraph what? D. So 17 should be D, right? Now let's move to the next paragraph. But many of today's most innovative architects see scope for the stadium to help improve the city. Among the current strategies, two seem to be having particular success: the stadium as a urban hub and as a power plant. Okay, now there's a growing trend for stadiums to be equipped with public spaces and services that serve a function beyond sport, such as hotels, retail outlets, conference centers, restaurants and bars, children's playgrounds and green space. Okay, creating mixed use developments such as the reinforces compactness and multi-functionality, making more efficient use of land and helping to regenerate urban spaces. Okay, so I think he spoke about a lot of service spaces and services, right, in this para. Right. This opens the space up to families and wider cross section of society instead of catering only to sports people and supporters. There have been many examples of this in the UK. The mixed use facilities at the Wembley and Old Trafford have become a blueprint for many other stadiums in the world. Okay, great. So what are the remaining ones? We have 15 figures demonstrating the environmental benefits. No, we didn't read about environmental benefits here. Next, examples of the wide range of facilities available at some new stadiums. Yes, I have read it. So I have read about the new stadiums and also the wide range of facilities. What are they? So yeah, wide range of facilities means that one is stadium as an urban hub and a power plant. See, also they are equipped with public spaces and services that serve a function beyond sport. What are the facilities now? Hotels, retail outlets, conference centers, restaurants, bars, children's playground, green space. These are the wide range of facilities available at some of the new stadiums, right? Also more efficient use of land and helping regenerate the urban spaces. So what is the answer, guys? So 16th one is clearly matching with E here, right? So yes, let's move to the next paragraph. Okay, the phenomenon of stadiums as a power stations has arisen from the idea that energy problems can be overcome by integrating interconnected buildings by means of a smart grid. Okay, which is an electricity supply network that uses digital communications technology to detect and react to local changes in usage. Without significant energy losses, stadiums are ideal for these purposes because their canopies have a large surface area for fitting photovoltaic panels and rise high enough to make use of the micro wind turbines. Okay, great. Okay, so here he is talking about the lot of things, right? Environmental benefits that is arising, maybe, right? So the Mage Solar Stadium in Germany is the first of a new wave of stadiums as power plants, which also includes the Amsterdam Arena and the Kosiang Stadium. The latter, inaugurated in 2009, has 8,844 photovoltaic panels producing up to 1.14 gigawatt hour of electricity annually. This reduces the annual output of carbon dioxide by 660 tons and supplies up to 80% of the surrounding area when the stadium is not in use. This is proof that a stadium can serve its city and have decidedly positive impact in terms of reduction of CO2 emissions. Okay, great. So what did we read in this paragraph, guys? So there are some figures demonstrating the environmental benefits, right? What are those figures? See, 8,844 panels, 1.14 gigawatt hour of electricity annually, right? So this is the environmental benefit. And this reduces the annual output by 660 tons and supplies up to 80% of the surrounding area when the stadium is not in use. So all these things, they are the figures he's talking about, and these are the environmental benefits as well, right? Because the stadium can be used as a power plant to generate electricity. Hence, what is the answer, guys? So 15th one is clearly matching with F. Okay, so let's move to the next set of question, guys. As you can see the instruction, it says one word only. Okay, we are allowed to write only one word. Okay, so the first blank, what does it say? The Roman stadiums of Europe have proved very versatile. The amphitheater of Arles, for example, was converted first into a dash, then into a residential area, and finally into an arena where spectators could watch dash. Okay, so we have two blanks here, right? So it was converted first, so we are looking for first what it was converted, and then into residential area and again into arena, so that the spectators could watch what kind of sport could they watch, right? So let's read the paragraph. Okay, look at the B paragraph. Built by the Romans in 19 AD, it became a fortress with 4 towers after the 5th century and was then transformed into a village, means residential area with more than 200 houses. With the growing interest in conservation during 19th century, it was converted back to an arena for staging of the bullfights. Okay, so what are the words we are looking for? So first it became means it was first converted into a fortress. So fortress is the first blank, and then it was converted into a village, means residential area, and then again it was converted into an arena. So for watching what? Bullfights, right? So we got two answers here. So the 18th one is clearly what? Fortress, right? And for watching the bullfights. Okay, so let's move to the next blank. Meanwhile, the arena in Verona, one of the coldest Roman amphitheaters, is famous today as a venue where dash is performed. Okay, so something is performed here. Okay, the arena in Verona, one of the oldest theaters, is famous today as a venue where dash is performed. Okay, what is performed there? So here is Verona, right? Arena of Verona in northern Italy with space for 30,000 spectators, which was built 60 years before the IELTS Amphitheatre and 40 years before the Colosseum. It had endured the centuries and is currently considered one of the world's prime sites for opera thanks to its outstanding acoustics. Wow. So what is it performed there? World's prime site for what? Opera. So opera is being performed there. Opera house. You have heard it, right? So what is the answer, guys? Where opera can be performed, right? So opera is the answer. Next. The site for Lucca's amphitheater has also been used for many purposes over the centuries, including the shortage of dash. Okay, so there is some shortage of something. What is that? The site of Lucca's amphitheater has also been used for many purposes. Okay, many purposes over the centuries, including the storage of what? Including the storage of what, guys? I'll tell you. So the site evolved in a similar way to ours and was progressively filled with buildings from the Middle Ages until the 19th century, variously used as houses, a salt depot, and a prison. Okay, so this is the many purposes over the centuries, including the storage of dash. Storage means he is talking about salt depot. Depot means, you know, right? Storage, nothing but. So storage of what? Salt. So salt is the word we are looking for. Understood, guys? So storage of what? Salt, clearly. Okay. It is now a market square with dash and homes incorporated into the remains of Roman amphitheater. Okay. So it is now a market square. He is talking about now. Okay, now a market square with dash and homes. Okay, that is the keyword. So today the ruins of amphitheater remain embedded in the various shops and residences surrounding the public square. Okay, residences means homes, right? So what is the answer we are looking for? Shops, market square with shops and residences. So the answer for this one should be shops and homes incorporated into the remains of a Roman amphitheater. Let's move to the next. We have multiple choice, multiple answer questions. Now, the question is, when comparing 20th century stadiums to ancient amphitheaters in section D, which two negative features that does the writer mention? Okay, he's talking about some two negative features in section D. What is that? So there are many similarities between modern stadiums and the ancient amphitheaters intended for games, but some of the flexibility was lost at the beginning of 20th century as stadiums were developed using new products such as steel and reinforced concrete. Okay, so he says some of the flexibility was lost. Oh, great. So this is the first negative feature he says. Flexibility is lost. What do you mean by flexibility? I'll tell you. So there are less imaginative design. No. Less spacious. No. Less convenient locations. No. There are less versatile. Oh, yes. D is close. So some of the flexibility is lost means versatility is lost. So they became less versatile. Okay, less adaptable. That's what he says. Less adaptable, right? So flexibility is lost means versatility is lost. So D is one of the answer. And next we'll see one more. Such stadiums are situated in urban areas designed for sporting use only and surrounded by public lots. These factors means that they may not be accessible to the general public. Means they are not accessible, right? What do you mean by not accessible? Which option is matching, guys? Yes, they are in less convenient locations. Yes, C is matching here. Okay, less imaginatively designed? No, he didn't say that. Less spacious? No, he didn't say that. They are made up of less durable materials? No, he didn't say that. They are in less convenient locations, means they are not accessible easily by the general public. That's what he says. So C and D, they are clearly matching. Which two advantages of modern stadium design does the writer mention? So he's talking about two advantages of the modern stadium design. Okay, what is that? Now let's read further. See the first sentence, guys. But many of today's most innovative architects see scope for the stadium to help improve the city. Okay, so with the help of the stadium, cities can be improved, right? Along the current strategies, two seem to be having particular success. The stadium as a urban hub and as a power plant. Okay. So there's a growing trend for stadium to be equipped with public spaces and services. So all these he mentions. Creating mixed use development such as this reinforces compactness and multifunctionality, making more efficient use of land and helping to regenerate the urban spaces. Okay. This opens the space up to families and wider cross section of society. Instead of catering only to sports people and supporters, there have been many examples of this in the UK. Okay, mixed facilities at Wembley and Old Trafford he talks about. So let's see what are the advantages, guys. He said, okay, offering improved amenities for the enjoyment of sports event. No. Bringing community life back to the city environment. Okay. So I think this one is closely matching B, right? Facilitating research into solar and wind energy solutions. No, he didn't speak about this at all. Enabling local residents to reduce their consumption of electricity. Did he mention anything about the local residents reducing their consumption? No, not at all. Right, providing a suitable site for the installation of renewable power generators. Yes, this one is also matching. So A, C, D, they are eliminated. Only B and E, they are matching, guys, right? Providing a suitable site for the installation. Energy problems can be overcome by integrating the interconnected buildings by means of smart grid, which is an electricity supply network that uses digital communication technology to detect and react to local changes in usage without significant energy losses. Stadiums are ideal for these purposes because their canopies have a large surface area. So stadiums are the better place to, they are the suitable site for the installation of renewable power generators, means to make use of the wind turbines. Turbine means it's a power generator, right? So micro wind turbines. So installation of these can be done at the stadiums. So E is clearly matching. And bringing community life back to the city environment. So this opens the space up to families and wider section of society instead of catering only to sports people and supporters. Okay, so they can make space for families and wider cross section of the society, means community. Right, so bringing the community life back to city environment, one thing, and providing a suitable site for the installation of renewable power generators, means the stadiums, right? So these two, B and E, are the closest options here. right guys? So that is the end of today's video guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed a lot. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. These videos are extremely helpful for people who want to crack their IELTS test. If you have any doubts, please write to me in the comment section. Until next time, goodbye. Have a great day.